how to soften my heart and get closer to Allah. This, Muhammad, requires a lecture. It's a great question. And it is a question that rarely people ask about. Allah Azza wa Jal, and this is a hadith mentioned in Sahih al-Imam Muslim, where the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah does not look at your bodies and your wealth. Rather, Allah looks at your hearts and your deeds, what you do. So what Allah looks at, what Allah evaluates at the end of the day is what is in your heart. And this is something no one knows about except Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which means that if I were to spend all of my life working out in the gym to build these huge biceps and triceps and have this symmetric body, but fail to take care of my heart, I'm in great loss and probably I'll end up in hell. But if I were to spend my entire life trying to cleanse my heart, trying to fill it up with what pleases Allah, kindness, trust, fear of Allah, hope in Allah Azza wa Jal, submissiveness to Allah, purity to all mankind, especially to our Muslim brothers and sisters. If I were to spend my entire life doing this, I would be in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal and heading straight to paradise. The issue is how to soften my heart, because there are so many things that are affecting it. So many people attacking, so many desires and whims, so many thoughts and whispers of shaitan. So how do I soften my heart? There are so many things to soften your heart. Among them, which is among the famous things, are things that we do to others. So whenever you do good to others, Allah Azza wa Jal softens your heart, providing that you're sincere and you're doing it for the sake of Allah. If you take care of the widows, if you take care of the homeless and the refugees, if you take care of an orphan, Allah would soften your heart. The Prophet said to one of his companions, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and may Allah be pleased with the companion, do you want to attain what you desire and to get your heart softened? The companion said, yes. The Prophet told him, go to an orphan and pat and wipe over his head. And this is a gesture and a sign of kindness and being merciful. When you see a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old orphan and you do this on their head and you hug them, they feel the love and compassion which they miss from their departed father. That's why he is or she is an orphan. The Prophet said, do this, alayhi salatu wasalam, and you will attain what you're looking for and your heart will be softened. So doing good to others softens your heart. Feeding the poor, the hungry, providing for them softens your heart. Among the most favorite things to do, and this is between you and Allah. See, doing good to others is between you and the people. Now, there are things that are between you and Allah. These would definitely soften your heart, such as doing Hajj and Umrah often. This cleanses you from sins and increases your provision. Wealth-wise, this is a source of income, as the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam. So if you want income, you come for Umrah. Said, okay, Sheikh, it's too expensive. Don't worry about expenses. Allah would provide for you. Allah would give you, because it would increase your provision. Also, Allah mentioned in the Quran that if you were to seek Allah's forgiveness, Allah would have mercy over you. So seeking forgiveness softens your heart, because when Allah has mercy over you, your heart is softened. So the more you ask Allah for forgiveness during the day and night, the more softer your heart will become. And every one of us must ask himself this question. Sit with yourself and ask yourself, how many times do I seek Allah's forgiveness per day and night? Today, how many times did I say, Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh? And you will find that maybe I said this 3 or 4 times when I made a mistake. So for example, someone said to me, I thought you said you were not coming. And I said, oh, astaghfirullah, I forgot. So I did not say it because I am actually seeking Allah's forgiveness rather than to apologize. The Prophet says, alayhi salatu wassalam, my heart is covered and I would seek Allah's forgiveness 100 times or more than 100 times. The heart is covered by negligence, by forgetfulness, and in our cases, you and I, by sins. So we have to keep on asking Allah forgiveness so it would become soft again. Not only that, Ibn al-Qayyim, the great scholar of Islam, asked his mentor, his Shaykh, Ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on their souls. And he said, "O Shaykh, tell me, which is best, to glorify Allah by saying Subhanallah wa bihamdih, or to seek Allah's forgiveness by saying Astaghfirullah?" So Ibn Taymiyyah gave him an example that can be remembered and understood. So he said to him, when the garment is clean, putting perfume on it would be the best thing to do. If my garment is clean, it's white, it has no spots on it and no smell, perfuming it would be the best thing to do. But when the garment is dirty and soiled, is it logical to put perfume on it? No. The best thing for it is hot water and soap, meaning to wash it. Now, Ibn Taymiyyah is telling Ibn al-Qayyim that if you have no sins and you're a righteous person, saying Subhanallah is the best for you. But if you are a sinful person like us, then seeking Allah's forgiveness to purify our books and to cleanse it, to cleanse our hearts, would be the best. So seeking Allah's forgiveness is among the best things to soften your heart. And then you can learn more and more from this biography of the Prophet ﷺ. When you read his life story, when you read how he suffered in his life for us, how he went out of his way to call people to Islam, his modest life, his humble way of living, his battles, whether on the battlefield or back home with the hypocrites, his life with his wives and with his grandchildren and with his neighbors and companions, this softens your heart. If you go in depth in the biography of the companions, this softens your heart. If you go in depth in the biography and the life stories and styles of the great scholars of the Salaf, this definitely softens your hearts. And the more you read the Quran, contemplate on it, read the tafsir, the more you will get closer to Allah and you will find that your heart is being revived. And as I said, this requires a full-fledged lecture. May Allah Azza wa Jal make our hearts soften to his instruction and to